let's say, manager, top manager, everything, taxi driver yesterday, but I like to be taxi driver and say to you, welcome yesterday afternoon. But I work in the informatic technology, but let's say the highest level. You know, the deepest level is the machine, the iron. The second level is the software. But in my mind, the highest level is the information, data, a photograph, a movie, a text, a report from something, etc., etc. So I work with this highest level, with the information. So we build a community database. You can see it on the internet, but mainly in Hungarian because we speak Hungarian. And we collect all of the data, all of the information about community work in Hungary. So we have thousands of information, thousands of data, publication, movies, photographs, etc., etc. Why we organize this meeting? Just a few words. We begin a work some years ago to make distance learning materials. One of my best helper to begin in this field was Peter Gerő. You will hear it in some moments, and a little bit longer tomorrow morning. And at the beginning of the last summer, I think, a year ago, let's say, I begin a work with Mr. Tamás Sándor, who will arrive, but he arrived from Miskolc, so he is on the train now. A distance learning material, how you can learn, how to learn for you, how is best for you learning. And we prepare the material, we plan the films, we planned everything around this course, and we stopped at a problem. Maybe somebody read the text, looked the films, but cannot translate himself, cannot take the essence of the text, for example, didn't understand the text, maybe. And we try to find some solutions, what we shall do in a situation if during the course we meet with this problem. And then we stopped. We haven't any general idea to solve the problem. And then I look on the internet the Tempus application, and we apply, and we won. So we have 3 aims with this small conference. Learning from you, of course. The second, show to you what we do after tomorrow. We will show this program that I mentioned in the last minutes. And third, to build a long-term, let's say, workshop or group who like to go on the new technologies field, distance learning, etc., etc. I don't speak longer now about this. So these 3 aims we have, and I've been very long. Thank you very much. I pass the word for Peter.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Peter Gerő. Originally, I'm a secondary teacher, just like Joseph, and I was teaching also the most beautiful subjects all over the world, mathematics and physics. I see you smiling, so you like these subjects. And a bit later, teaching informatics. I saw adult people having great troubles with informatics. However, they had all capabilities and all precognition to be successful in learning. This was the point. I could learn that for the adult learner, success of learning is an emotional question, first of all. I'm dealing with adult learning methodology for that time. For more than 20 years it's central. And how to develop a study material, how to help the adult learner. Tomorrow in the morning I will tell you some words about a rather complex methodology, life-tailored learning, which is a methodology for developing study materials and helping the mentally sound adult learner. Now I'm the head of a university research group dealing with this methodology. Tomorrow the secretary of our research group will be present as well, and I hope our demonstration will be a worthwhile contribution for this workshop. Thank you.
Good morning. I don't know what because I arrive only at 5 o'clock in the morning and I sleep only 2 hours. I'm a little bit tired.
Just a little bit tired.
Yeah.
Not too much.
I will try to present myself. My name is José Silveira. I'm from Portugal, Madeira Island. I teach history and geography of Portugal and Portuguese language, but in the last 5 years I work only with adults. Now we have in my school is a public school. We have around 1,000 students in the day and in the evening. And in the evening we have around 160 adults divided in the 9 groups. I am also expert for the national education for the recognizing of contents in adults. My school is near the capital of the island, in a small town named Camargo, which is a fishing town. And I'm very happy to participate in this workshop. I hope to learn a lot more about adult education, and thank you for the organization.
Thank you.
Yes. My name is Hans Erik Bormann Hansen. Because in Denmark we have many names, but if you call me Hans, that will be okay. I'm an older guy. I have been in this business for about more than 20 years, and almost all the time my focus has been adults with difficulties with reading and writing. I work as a consultant in that network, and I think on the 7th I'll be able to tell you a lot more about that network. But our focus is to motivate those adults who maybe had bad experience with the school system. We know that in the moment and in the coming time, if we don't read, write and use the technical possibilities, we will be lost. And I think in 2015, all the communication between the citizens and the system will be on the computer. So some people mean that about maybe 40% of the adult population in Denmark has difficulties with using the computer. So we have a lot of things to do. We are cooperating with schools. We are not selling courses. We are telling about what works and what to do when you are adult and you don't read well. We are an independent network. That means that we are free to work with who we want to. And we are financed by the Danish Education Ministry. So each 4 years we have to seek for money, and in these days we are waiting to the thumb up for the next 4 years. So next on Thursday I'll tell you much more about our network.
And my name is Burak. I came from Turkey, and I work in a state university in Afyon. It's a near city to our capital, Ankara, and it's so near to Istanbul. I have a bachelor degree in English teaching, but now I am teaching Turkish to our foreigner students. And I have nearly over 300 students, and I am now Turkish for them. And our city is popular with locum, as you know, and I bring some locum from Turkey for you. Is it possible to deliver our gift or the participants? Okay, and that's me. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Hajar. I come from Turkey. I'm an industrial engineer and academician. I concern information technology and computer science. That's all. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Randi Høeg. I'm from Norway. Originally, I'm a teacher in arts and art history, but now I'm assisting principal at the Folk High School in the capital of Oslo. Folk High School is a one-year boarding school for students. It's optional for students. It's not a mandatory year for them. They live and are taught within a small community as a folk high school. I will certainly tell you more about that later on. Thank you.
Okay, I'm John Grayson, and my career is really, I used to teach social history and politics at a folk high school really, but it was a folk high school for the labour movement, trade unions, and for many years I worked there. I also worked in community development from the college. I think that the best way of explaining that was a kind of second chance institution where students said they'd failed at school, and in a sense we gave them a second chance, and many of our students went on to university. And I think the kind of education I'm interested in is education for the whole person, but also education that takes experience and context. Therefore, learning to read is about your motivation, it's about your situation, it's about your social and political kind of context. And I think those are the kind of things that I quite like to explore this week. These days I'm kind of semi-retired, and I'm a volunteer with social movements around refugees and asylum seekers. And I write a lot of stuff on website, Open Democracy International website, on issues of politics and asylum, which, as you all know, is a problem area at present in Europe. But I work with refugees in the United Kingdom, in the north of England, in Sheffield and Barnsley.
Good morning, I'm Marion Horton, and I think my story here begins about 20 years ago when Joshka was talking about going around the villages, and I worked in community development, in rural community development, and came to Hungary and worked in some of the villages with colleagues here. And I think my background is in rural community development, and then into the former mining villages in the north of England. I'm semi-retired now. I'm a consultant, but nobody employs me. I do sort of voluntary work, I suppose. And in the past couple of years, I've worked a lot in adult education with second chance opportunities with gypsies and travellers and Roma in the north of England and a little bit in Hungary. And I've worked with colleagues here, John for 20 years in Northern College and Chrissy in the last few years, looking at how we can bring opportunities to adults. I'm sure that you'll hear more during the rest of the week.
Okay, good morning everybody. My name is Chrissy Chalmers. I work for Norfolk County Council in the County of Norfolk in England. I specialise in working with disadvantaged groups, people who are excluded very much from education, have had very low achievement levels and low attainment levels from their traditional experience in education. Many of the people I work with are living in hostels. They are homeless. Some of them have come out of prison. I work with all these sort of, we call priority groups in England, people who are the furthest away from the labour market and facing the highest barriers to education, vocational training, and getting jobs. And like Marion and John, I've also done some specialist work with the gypsy and traveller communities in Norfolk. And you'll hear more about it as the days go forward. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Dönvér Anikó Beres. I'm from Romania, Transylvania, from a little town, Székelyudvarhely. I'm an accountant, retired now, and I founded with my friends ProDown Foundation for people with disabilities, Down syndrome and other disability. Now, from 2 years ago, we work with youngsters. We have a workshop per house. This is the name of our house, and there these youngsters make handcrafts. We have children with disabilities, not only adults. And this is
Good morning, my name is Zsuzsa Lukács. I am too from Romania, from the city Székelyudvarhely. I am a special education teacher. I finished my studies last year, so I have just a little bit experience. I work with Anikó at the ProDown Foundation from last year. I work with young people with disabilities and with children.
My name is Csilla Veres, in Romanian with Anikó and Zsuzsa. I'm a special education teacher and learn with children needs special education with problems with mathematical and learn. Excuse me, I understand but don't speak in English. Excuse me.
Okay, good morning. My name is Mireia. I'm from Spain. And first of all, excuse me for my English. I'm graduated in pedagogy and I have a master in social welfare. I have experience working with children, but currently my work is more like a social worker. I work with families and I think that education is important for children as for adults. I would like learning from you.
Hello, I am Lucia. I'm from Spain. I am social education and pedagogy, and by now work is sport activity with children, and I have new projects with women adults. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Rosana Arrigos. I'm from Spain with her. I have studied history in Alacant University, and then I especially in contemporary history. The last year I've done a master in education because in Spain it's necessary or obligatory for I can be a teacher, and I like the education and I hope that in a few time I can work with young people or adults. Thank you.
Good morning, my name is Stig Roar Olsen and I'm from Norway as well. Hello. I work at Folkeuniversitetet, People's University in Norway. And I work with basic skills in the workplace. Yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I come from Spain as well. I'm from the south of Spain, Malaga. So hello, guys. But I'm living in Vienna since 3 years. I went to Vienna with the Comenius program, European program. I was teacher in a school, in a primary school, although I have studied English philology. And I'm really interested in Roman children, in how to deal with them, in adults as well, because I consider it's quite important to re-educate adults or parents for helping children to be also well educated, yeah, as a grown people. And I think it's a great opportunity for me to be here in this workshop. I hope I'm one of the, I guess, I can see people more experienced than me, but that's what I want to that's what it's important, I guess, to learn from others who knows more, yeah. And I'm really, since I moved to Vienna, I have changed a bit the plans of my life. I'm trying to find my way again, because in Spain I have worked also with with Down syndrome in Malaga, like volunteer in the association, and it was quite interesting working with adults with disabilities or with this syndrome, and it was quite interesting as well because I was doing theater for corporal expression with them, and it's a new method, new way to see the development of these people. So it was quite successful, and it was really interesting for me. And yeah, that's all I think. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Alina. I am also from Romania, but I'm from Bucharest. I work as a kindergarten teacher for almost 7 years, and I just finished some adult learning teaching classes. I don't have any experience, but I would like to learn more about this topic.
Hello, my name is Sandra. I'm from Romania as well, in Bucharest. I teach in primary school, so I work with children. And I would like to learn more about this subject. Thank you.
And now, you? Yes.
My name is Katarina Juhas, and in fact, I'm not a specialist like you. I'm just an interpreter. But I would like to say that this has been a long-standing relationship between me and Joska and community development and also some other areas where these people have been working. For example, I have known Marian and John for a long time, and I'm always extremely happy when I am called in to do some interpreting for you. So thank you very much for the opportunity, and I'm very interested in what you have to say.
Okay, we know something very small things about each other. I hope it will be more and more personally for day by day. Now we will have a second circus. It's a very difficult task. You have to use your exercise book, and I would like to ask everybody to write down what he or she is waiting for this week. But don't write, please, I want to learn, or I want to teach. Write down what exactly you would like to get from this 1 week, and in another but in another sentence, please write down what do you think, what you can give to the group. Maybe it's a very small thing, but it's important to think about what is your knowledge about this general theme. Okay? And after you will get 5 minutes or 3.
6.
6 minutes, okay? And after it I will ask the first, I won't ask the second. But you have to take care of this page, and at the end we will see what, was it a successful meeting for you or not? Or what was the difference between the starting till the end? Okay? Rethink it over. It's a very simple question, but it's not simple to answer, and not speak with each other. It's a personal task. What you write down, it doesn't have to have that. It's not necessary to be in connection with the professional theme of the 1 week. Maybe you want to see Budapest because you wanted it for a very long time and it was a possibility. So it's not a professional, it's not surely a professional question. Okay? Do you write a short story?
Yes.
Noodle. Will the speaker come at 10?
15.
10:15?
10:15.
10:15.
She will arrive at 10, and I think we can begin because we have around half an hour.
Okay.
Maybe quicker, I don't know. We will see.
Józsi, te nem maradtál a feladatról, pedig neked is meg kell csinálni.
De a végére megcsinálom.
I think one of the most important theme for a moderator is to moderate the time, not to take you too tired. So that's why I say that please finish it. As we have a little bit more time than I thought, I would like to ask you to think over what you have heard from each other, and everybody has one possibility to ask a question from anybody you have heard, from each other, because maybe you don't see it clear what the other said, or you are interested in something generally. So please ask from each other what you have heard in the last time.
Can I just say something?
You can say, okay.
I think you're amazing, and I probably speak on behalf of my English colleagues here. That you're speaking in very good English, that is very understandable to us. Even Hunglish is wonderful. And that
I am the best in Hungarish, you know.
And I don't speak
maybe not
Romanian or Spanish or Turkish or Norwegian. And I just thank you all for really speaking such good English, so please don't apologize about your English.
And after it, we thank you really, because it's very difficult to begin. After it, it's easier. You don't have questions from each other?
About what you tell about the second chance school. In Portugal we have a similar problem. We had, but now is a little bit stubborn. If you can speak more about this second chance opportunity, I'd like to know more.
The college I worked at for many years was like a folk high school. But there was a tradition in England for mature students going to university until very recently. And there was the idea that if you didn't do very well at school, you had a right to education, to go back into education. And there were many colleges, not many, there were a few colleges that were set up to actually cater for those students. And it was a movement of colleges, about 6 or 8 colleges throughout the UK. They still exist, but they do different things now. And it was that idea that you would be able to get that people back into the education system, yeah? But very often then go on to university, and universities would take mature students in their 40s, 50s, even 70s and 80s, you know? And my school was about that. But it was very much about building on experience of people, Yeah? It was an open recruitment. There was no kind of qualifications. People, would come in, and many of them were in the labour movement or in civil society organisations, and that was the experience we built on for the second chance.
Do you have also the vocational classes, or?
Yes, I mean, one of the streams was kind of social work, where we had a social and community section of the college. We're talking about a very small college, with hundreds of students rather than thousands, yeah? And that group of students would go on to do social work, and they saw themselves as training for social work. The trade union people would see themselves as training themselves to work in the trade union movement. So it was that kind of vocational stream. But generally, it was learning for learning's sake, to enjoy, to actually, that old-fashioned view, that learning was liberation, learning was enjoyment, as well as vocational, etc. So, and it's cultural. There's a lot of kind of folk singing and whatever. So it was not a kind of narrow vocational thing. In fact, it was very much against that kind of philosophy that you just train people for jobs. It was to actually expand people's consciousness and feeling about the world.
Okay.
We don't write here, I think, because it will be quicker, because it's 10, just to the time manager.
You don't have to write down everything, but okay.
That's our parents.
Okay, I'm the boss.
Yeah,
you see, that's how they work. At the beginning, he said that I am the boss, and now he always tells me what to do. Okay.
Sometimes make mistake. Everybody.
Okay. Please.
I expect to improve my communication skills, to discover new methods for teaching methods, and why not? It's a great opportunity to meet new people, to interact with each other, and to know more about your culture. Why not? That's why I expect. What I can give you, not much.
You don't have to tell us, but if you,
okay.
I think it's at the end it will be easier to tell us what happened. So only the first question, okay?
I would like to find out more ways how to make adults cooperate in the teaching learning program. I would like to find out more things about everyone's culture. And that's about.
Okay.
For me, it's important to get to know a bit, to know alternatives for teaching adults, because it's not really my field. I was teaching more children or disability, handicapped people, but it would be great to know more options or new methods, and to get ideas about how about organizations from different countries, and to get to know people interested in the same things as me, but with different points of view, and yeah, it's also
Thank you.
important.
I would like to learn about new technologies in adult learning and how we can trigger adults focus on their own learning.
My experience from this workshop are now the experience from other people that are working in education. This can help me in a future in my job. It's interesting for me that this workshop is in methods of adults, because I think that it's important that they can be received education without look and shade.
I work with adults, and I think that in the adult of education. I want to uplift my knowledge and show to other people mine. I think that learning and interchange experience are here.
I would like to learn from the experience of the other participants and discover new methods in order to apply in my job. And also I think that it can be an opportunity to improve my English.
Hope to meet from children in education into the learning side and mathematics, new methods in learning, and we have together problems in education, what problems today.
So what problems are general problems? Yeah.
I would like to hear about other countries, their experience methods, and if it's possible, these methods used with other people with disabilities.
I want to know if in other countries how educated the average people with disabilities and methods to teach them to write and to write if it's possible.
Well, I'm interested in all of your projects and identify some of the common issues that I think we all face as practitioners in this field, and sharing some good practice, perhaps some innovative projects that you have that I can take back to my community and see whether or not we can introduce new ways of working there.
I share Chris's interest very much, but on a more personal basis, I think I'm one of the 40 plus who are technology excludes me from a lot of society, and I grapple with it, and I use a computer every day and I email, but I don't want to do social networking and I don't want to do all of those things. And sometimes I think it's because technology just escapes me and I don't want to grapple with it. But in a way that gives me an insight into how other people feel who perhaps haven't had the advantages of a good education. So we are excluded from a lot of society at our expense, because if you think about utility bills, gas, electricity, telephone, we're told constantly in Britain to swap. You must investigate and research how do you get the cheapest electricity and gas, and you have to do that online. And immediately this is much more expensive. So I'm interested in all of that area on a very personal basis, as well as being able to pass information on to people who are, my age.
Just three things. First of all, I spent most of my professional life passionately believing that there are theories and practice of adult education which are different from other sections of education. It's not just applied school methods to adults at different ages. It's a very different process. It's not simply age related. So I'd like to explore what the current ideas and theories about adult education around from your practice and from what lies behind the practice, the theories, the ideas you're using. because I think that everybody does that. Consciously or unconsciously, we use a kind of almost an ideological view of what our education is. So I'd like to find out more of what's motivating people now about that. Also, I'd like to think through the kind of person-to-person kind of adult education, because it seems to me that new technologies and distance learning can never get rid of that kind of person-to-person, either group work or people-to-people kind of thinking. My own daughter is autistic, and she's now in her 30s. So as a parent, you know, that's thought through communication problems and or whatever for many years. And that's taught me, I mean, I've been privileged to be a parent of an autistic daughter, and that's taught me all sorts of issues around learning, around communication, you know, disadvantage, etc. And I'd like to hear case studies of actual people we work with, because I think that shows much more in a sense than some of the kind of general ideas about adult education. And thirdly, and my colleagues from England would expect me to say this, and that is there's a political context to everything we do. Right? I mean, we live in a very different Europe, for instance, now, to, you know, I mean, I can go back 30, 40 years. Yeah, I work with refugees, asylum seekers, migration across Europe is very different, makes us a very different place. But also we're constrained by the politics, you know, whether we're getting money for projects, whether, it seems to me that's what we've got to explore as well, the political context of our work. So those three things are I'm really interested in exploring.
Thank you.
I have a mix of personal and professional expectations for the week. On the personal level, I would really like to freshen up my English skills. It's a bit rusty. I have to translate everything in my head. And I'm really interested in the creative process of teaching, especially how to find the good questions to communicate with the students, and about the motivation. That's a really challenge. So I'm really interested in talking a lot about that topic. And also, I've heard a lot of good words about the Gallup path. I hope we can see something like that.
I'm expert on technological field, and I want to find...
A little bit...
I can't hear you, sorry. Sorry, okay.
We didn't hear.
I'm expert on in technological field. So I want to find new ways to use technical side in education field. Especially, or maybe I will offer a new technology to use your fields. Maybe you will use them. I don't know. Especially learning with disabilities. I don't know what you are to know. Sorry, my English. Yeah, I'm a technical woman, and so okay, that's all.
And I have mainly two objects here. One of my personal aim is to be able to understand the different cultural view for disabled students. And the second is for my organization, because this year we will start to conduct a project in Turkey for students who have Down syndrome. And we have research in our country, and we understand that they are so capable in packaging system, and this year we will start to educate them in this area, and we find some factories in Turkey and they will employ them. And first of all, my first aim is to cooperate someone from Europe about this subject, and I think you are the best for okay.
Yep. I hope that this week can give me think adult education, because it's an ongoing process. And we are good in Denmark, but I can hear what you do in UK about the secretariat. I think we can learn from you. And I know from Norway you have a system. You have just been in Oslo and heard very much about the box program. So it has really inspired us to do something in that direction. So I hope to learn, but I hope also that I can bring something to you about our system.
Okay.
Some years ago, when I speak with the director of my master's degree, and we talked about participating in the workshops like this one, and she told me, now we do with that academic tourism. And when my colleagues they asked me what you go to do in America, and now I answered academic tourism is what I do here. Some shared experience about adult education, and also in the last years I worked a lot about intercultural education, and this is a very good opportunity to do that. And after that I will try to organize some teachers training classes, and of course one of the aims of this workshop is know the country and is visit Budapest.
Okay. Peter?
This is not the first event when I can attend an international professional event. Many years ago I had a great opportunity to work with colleagues from the United Kingdom for years. The differences between the way of thinking was something incredible for me. It took years to understand one another, and this was one of the greatest lessons for me in my profession, to understand how people from different cultures are thinking, how they see the world. Not only the answers, but also our questions were different. So, my personal goal on this workshop is to get international intercultural feedback on our methodology and to set up and to renew international and intercultural professional contacts, cooperations on behalf of our research center.
Okay.
I translate your question to myself, and the translation is, Joseph, you have to construct a sentence. I will be happy if 3 points. So, I will be happy on Friday, Friday afternoon or in the evening after the wine, but before the wine. I will be happy if we finish the workshop, and if we begin a new workshop, maybe not in the real life, in the virtual workshop. So, if we finish, we would like to continue the work together. So that's very short and very exact. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, it was very interesting, and I think we will have lots of homework with it to put it into groups and to see if the program of the 1 week is answering to your wantings or questions or hopings. I think it's not far, as you see through the program points. And now I think you need a technical break, as Joseph told me. Maximum 10 minutes, so we have to 10 minutes, or
yeah, 10 minutes.
do we have coffee now or not now?
Not now, after
We will have a coffee break after the speaker, okay? So now 10
Between
minutes.
the presentation and the discussion that we will have as usual, okay?